There's nowhere in the universe that's not filled with light. There's nowhere in the universe that's not filled with intelligence. There's nowhere inside your body, inside all of your cells and all of your organs that's not filled with light and intelligence. There's nowhere in the most painful situation, in the most horrific person, that's not filled with light and intelligence. That light and intelligence is consciousness, because it's alive, because it can react, because it can start actions, and it can react to other people's actions or nature's actions. So it's alive in the sense that it's able to receive a call and respond, and it's able to give out a call and expect a response and react from that response. So all of that I'm saying, that's consciousness. That's love, light, and absolute intelligence. That's consciousness in absolutely everything. In this book, in the pages of these books, in the paper of this book is consciousness. That's why it's possible to move objects with your mind, telekinesis. That's why it's possible to speak to people in your mind, telepathy. That's why it's possible to create the outcome that you want from any situation. That's why it's possible to move, to be alive, because everything is alive. Nothing's dead. Nothing is dead. That's what the Buddhists call independent. Nothing exists by itself. Everything is alive, therefore everything is transformable as quickly or as slowly as we want. So this network of alive consciousness that's in everything can communicate with itself. So we can communicate with a plant can communicate with us, we can communicate with other people, and vice versa. We can communicate with an apparently dead object, make a piece of metal move across the table with our minds. We infuse that consciousness with our consciousness, and that responds. That's why in quantum physics you got one particle here, and then all of a sudden from the other side of a metal wall you have that same particle, and when one moves the other responds. So that's consciousness. That's everything connected. That's why it's possible to change in any direction we want, at any moment we want. But what moves consciousness is believing in it, owning it, becoming one with it, being the master of it, or actually waking up to see that you are it. First you want to maneuver consciousness, then you realize you are consciousness, and eventually everybody will reach a stage where everybody knows that all the time, just as plants already do, and we won't need to open our mouths to talk to each other anymore. And we will never get an outcome that we didn't clearly want. We already don't get an outcome that we don't clearly want, but we'll be able to get outcomes that we feel make us happier. So that's the ecology of consciousness that I call, is the ecosystem of consciousness. All the individual consciousnesses of everything that's alive, and everything is alive, communicating with one another, made of the same substance. That's why communication is possible. Everything is interdependent, everything is interconnected, because we are made of the same substance. And that's the ecology of consciousness.